Today I'm going to review the Voltcycle ebm3 48 volt 8.2 amp hour e-bike. I've had this bike for about 2 hours worth of riding. I just assembled it the other day. Some of my pros on this thing is if you're a short rider, you're going to like it. It's got a 31.5 inch seat height. It's got a nice long seat. You can ride a passenger on the back. It has foot pegs for passengers, pedal assist. It's got a throttle. Got your typical front and rear brakes. This one is cable brakes with disc brakes. It does 28 miles an hour, as stated. The highest I've had it is 29, but pretty much sticks about 28 at max. I've tried to jailbreak it and get it to go faster, but it's 28 miles an hour seems to be as fast as it's gonna go. Maybe 29 on a downhill. Some other pros, it's aesthetic, it looks nice, it was easy to assemble. My daughter is a shorty, and that's who I got it for, and it's pretty easy for her to ride. It's about 2 inches shorter than most of the other e-bikes, and it's got a bigger battery. It does only have a 1,000-watt motor, but when I looked at the torque specs between this one and the 1,500-watt motor, the torque specs were the same, so I didn't see the reason to spend an extra $100 if the torques were the same between the motors. So this is the one I got. Some of the negative stuff that if you see these little white marks on the tire, I live in the high desert here in California, and it's already got, within 2 hours of riding, I've got 6 holes in this front tire. This front tire and the rear tire are super chintzy. If you do any kind of off-roading, they're not going to hack it because you're going to get pokies in the tire, which I already got 6 holes in this tire that are leaking. Let's see if I can show you. But yeah, and this is only after like two hours of riding. I've, between me and my daughter, you can see that. So the tires are going to need to be replaced with some Kevlar tires. Might as well just do that as soon as you buy it, if you do buy it, because you're going to have, within a week or two, especially if you're in the high desert here, you're going to have some flat tires pretty soon. 2 hours riding, I got 6 holes in the front tire. Somewhat disappointing on the tires. I paid $700 for this e-bike. I thought the price was decent. The other problems I've been having, right off the bat, it throws an error code and the speedometer doesn't work. I checked the connections, they all seem like they're connected. I did try a bunch of different settings. If anybody knows a setting that will fix that, please let me know, because I've played with the majority of the settings at this point, and I haven't been able to get rid of the error code, and the speedometer's not working. It's got a kickstand. I do like the kickstand. Kickstand's pretty positive. Does a good job of holding it. I'm a taller rider, and I'm able to ride it, but I will admit, I think it's maybe suited for somebody that's a smaller stature a bit better, maybe a teenager or a woman. I do ride it fairly easily, but I usually like to stretch out when I'm pedaling. Maybe a slightly taller seat would do me better. The seat, I think if you're a lighter rider, you'll probably find it fine, but I'm a little bit heavier, if I just sit on it for a long period of time, I can feel the frame underneath, or the seat frame for that matter. I think if you're a lighter rider, it's not going to bother you. But I was sitting on it adjusting settings for quite a while, and I noticed my ass was getting sore, so keep that in mind. It's got a headlight, reflectors. Basically, you just have to put the pedals on, put the front wheel on, put the headlight on, attach the handlebars and the foot pegs, and that was about it for installation. It's got 7 speeds, and really after you get going with the pedal assist or the throttle, you're really not doing much of anything at that point. You're just kind of free spinning, keeping the bike going. It's not really a lot of exercise, I would say. Taking off without the throttle is about the most exercise you're going to get, and once the motor kicks in, you're not doing much at that point. But it gets you around town pretty quick at 28. So it's got three speeds right out of the box, 1, 2, and 3. I think the first one's like 10 miles an hour. The second one I'm not really sure, but the third one will get you going like 28. Somehow I adjusted more into it somehow, but I'm not really sure how I did that, because it doesn't go any faster. Even in the 5th one, it only does 28. It kind of popped out after I was messing around with some P1 codes and then or settings, but it didn't go any faster than 28, so I had it set to 100 on the speed settings, and 28's all it did. This is a Voltcycle. They're also branded underneath another name, which I don't have in front of me, so I can't really comment on it. But if you look on their factory page, they mention it. $700. If you get it cheaper, I have seen it like on a flash sale cheaper at sometimes, especially around Christmas. They just sold out. I seen it was on sale for cheaper than what I got it for a second before they all disappeared. But you know, pros, good for a short rider, easy to assemble, 28 miles an hour. Cons, cheap tires. I have a fault with mine, which hopefully they can help me out with and fix. I'll let you know how the factory service rep does on this. Basically, I reached out to them, told them I had a problem. They had me snapshot a picture of this, and I haven't heard back from them since. And I did send them an email to their support as well. So we'll see what works out with that. I'm gonna look at getting some Kevlar tires for this thing. It still moves and gets around, so you know, put a GPS on your phone, and I don't really see the big deal, other than needing to play with some settings. The speedo screen, you know, it'll tell you how many miles you got. You might want that just so you know how far the battery's going to get you. And my odometer's not working right now, so I couldn't tell you how far I'm riding. So you know, might be just better to mount your phone on the bar and use a GPS app with some form of like map that can tell you where you're going to and how far you're going to, so you know how much battery you're using if you have the same issue as mine. Hopefully we can get that fixed out. Let's see, it's got a horn. Sounds like a police cruiser. You got blinkers. Sorry, covering it up a little bit. You know, it's got dual shocks on it. They look nice. It looks like a nice little retro little bike. You know, the front fender I had to put on along with the thing. You got a light button here. Let's see if we can get the lights on. Yeah, you only have to tighten a couple things. You'll have to tighten These bolts, you'll have to put the light on and tighten them, which these ones will be kind of folded in. You'll have to put the handlebars on and tighten these ones. Yeah, as you can see here where all my holes. I've got little arrows where all the holes are in the tire. You'll have to mount this. You have to mount this for the fender. Put the pedals on, like I said. You'll actually have to install a kickstand, which it goes on the inside of this mounting bracket, and it threads into the actual stand itself. Brakes squeak. I don't know. I'll probably throw some brake cleaner on them. The brakes aren't the strongest, at least not for me. Maybe for my daughter, but they do work decently. But they do squeak at this point, which I'll probably have to throw some cleaner on there, or maybe a Scotch-Brite brush to keep them from squeaking so bad. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. Let me know. Hey, why don't you guys do me a favor and subscribe? I could appreciate it. Thank you.